welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, and today we're going to be doing a old school, kind of, I guess, movie theater. I had so many ideas for what I wanted this movie theater to look like, and none of them turned out. So I ended up kind of with a mishmash of like old school 20s and like all the way up to like the 60s, 70s. So this movie theater, I guess you could say that this movie theater has some sort of history behind it. I thought that maybe this movie theater could have been part of like a giant block of other like restaurants and stuff, and they all got taken down and now it's just a parking lot beside it. And this was like the last little bit of that history of that entire block. So it kind of worked out if you think about the history of this building, where it has so much layering of decades on it that it just kind of ended up being this movie theater that people go to, but they're not exactly like, it's not the best movie theater in the world, but it's like their own, you know what I mean? So I had like a hell of a time trying to figure out what the outside was gonna look like. I kind of knew what I wanted for the inside, but the outside ended up being so boxy that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I tried to mitigate the whole boxiness with just having like a bunch of ads around it. Kind of like, well, there's nothing else to do with this space, and might as well just put ads up because it's like right next to a busy street potentially. So I kind of liked that idea, but I still don't know how I feel about the whole boxiness of the whole thing. And I really wanted to put tile down like you kind of see in some of the older buildings. Like if you've ever gone to an old movie theater, they have like kind of tacky looking tile at the bottom, like not at the bottom, but like, you know what I mean, like the flooring is really tacky and gross. There's a movie theater in downtown Toronto where they have this, I think it's this just brown carpet, and at first I thought maybe I'd do something similar, but that theater is so nasty. The only reason why I go there is to watch The Room when they have those like The Room nights or weekends that they have sometimes. But there's patches that have this tile that you can see has history behind it, and I kind of wanted something similar, but everything in The Sims related to tile that's like patterned just kind of looks so jarring, and I don't really like it. I don't like how it translated, so I just stuck with, what is that tile that I even put down? I think it was just like a dark wood, I believe. Everything is super dark in this build, and as much as like I tried to put light in, it wasn't working. I don't know what was going on with the lighting, but I kind of liked how this build turned out. I really wanted it to be like just kind of dingy, and I think that came out across. I did want to have like that. It looked like at one point it was this grand movie theater, but time and effort just kind of went away after a while. And there's this like old newness about The Sims 4 that you can't replicate dirty the way dirty should be. In The Sims 3, you could definitely see that you had that dirt aspect. If that makes any sense. Like with the wheels, and you can change the pattern to like literally anything. And they just had really dirty looking patterns sometimes. You can make some really gross stuff. And in this one, there's like this newness that you could make look old, but I don't know. There's that newness to it that, I don't know, I can't make dirty things in this the way I want to. So in this, I also forgot bathrooms, and this is like a generic lot, so you don't really need anything in here. So bathrooms weren't really part of the plan, I guess. But Sims are so needy that you definitely need bathrooms literally everywhere you go. So I had to input the basement. So I don't like the way that the basement turned out. I feel like I could have done a little bit better when I came to the basement, but it was such like an afterthought that, again, with like, I could have done that dirty basement look, but that newness of it, of The Sims 4, just made it kind of impossible. So I did my best. I really like the bowling night wallpaper that I put on there. I think it was a good choice, especially because, you know, like it has those layers. So the bathroom hasn't been done since like the 70s, and it's still gross, and it's in the basement, so it's kind of gross. I've been to basement bathrooms downtown, and there's that grunge aspect. No matter how clean a place is downtown, if the bathroom is in the basement, there's always going to be that grunge aspect to it, and I really like that, and I really want to recreate that in those kinds of builds, and I can never get there. I can never get that grunge. But I don't know, I still liked how it all turned out. The layout ended up working out perfectly, and I believe even with move objects, I think you can still use literally everything, and that almost never happens because I always forget that some things become unusable when you put them in kind of difficult places in The Sims, and I never check that out. I don't know why I don't ever check it out before I like finish builds, but I checked it out this time, and you can use everything. I think the only thing that's the problem is the movie, like the actual movie theater. Whenever you want to watch a movie, your sim just goes right up into it, and you'll see in the pictures my sim is she's going right up to the screen and watching it instead of sitting down and turning it on. And I never really had that problem before, so I wasn't entirely sure why she was doing this. I'm assuming it's just like that, one of those weird glitches, but I don't know, I just can't seem to figure it out. I've been trying to like work through it, but I don't know, I think it's just one of those weird things. But if you have a bunch of Sims, I'm sure it's fine if like you have like a concierge turn it on and just kind of stand there awkwardly. It's not like your Sims aren't gonna enjoy it. It's gonna kind of break the immersion, but I don't know. Maybe it's just on my Sims that has that glitch, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's good. And I try to put in those lights. I really like those lights from Get Famous, I believe. Those are where those wall sconces are from. I really like the look of them, and I didn't realize how many like builds I actually put them in, but I put them in a lot of builds. They did a really good job. It's like one of those like classic can be 70s, but like it came back look of wall sconce. And you still can't really see. I swear it looked so much brighter when I was building this, but you can't really see. But I've been putting in like chairs and stuff, like you're waiting for the movie to come on, and just those little like seating areas where you can talk and have fun and hang out with your Sims. This build did not take that long. I think it only took like max 3 hours. It was definitely a challenge in the beginning, but once I got to the inside, it got better, and I have a lot of ideas. Like I had a lot of ideas for like the 3rd floor when I finally put it in at the end, where like you could have maybe someone living up there, kind of like a Phantom of the Opera type situation. You could definitely like add a bunch of stuff up there if you really wanted to. I don't think it's really necessary. I just needed the height. Even though I had like all the walls up to like their max basically, I liked the height that you get with like the 3rd level of wall. And also in the basement, I really wanted to put in like a movie vault. Like, you know, when you have like premieres, or like, I guess if like the Avengers was like in, they would keep all that stuff there like under wraps and stuff like that. I think that would be so cool, and it's just in like, you know, where only employees could go. So here's the pictures. I really liked it. I liked how it turned out. It's still super dark, but when it plays fine. You can see everything. I kind of like it. It's really cute. It worked out well, I think. So let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.